What if ancient Sanskrit texts described flying machines, multiple universes, and cosmic civilizations thousands of years before modern science imagined them? Could these accounts be symbolic mythology? Or do they preserve memories of something far more extraordinary? Today, we're exploring one of the most fascinating and controversial subjects in ancient literature, the mysterious world of the Vedas and Puranas. From Vimanas and celestial cities to cosmic cycles and parallel universes, we'll examine what these ancient texts actually say and separate the original scriptures from modern interpretations. Let's begin. One of the most famous Sanskrit words connected to ancient technology is Vimana. Traditionally, the word can refer to a palace, temple, divine vehicle, or celestial flying chariot. In many Sanskrit texts, Vimanas are described as self-moving aerial vehicles used by gods, sages, and powerful beings. Ancient epics such as the Mahabharata and the Ramayana contain numerous references to these extraordinary flying craft. One passage from the Mahabharata describes an entire airborne city. They flew into the sky with their celestial city, which could move at will. It could travel underground, hover in the heavens, move swiftly in every direction, or even submerge beneath the ocean. Another passage tells of the warrior Arjuna ascending into the heavens. While flying upward in a divine chariot, he beheld thousands of wondrous airborne chariots invisible to ordinary mortals. To believers, these descriptions resemble advanced aerial vehicles. To historians, they represent divine or mythological imagery expressed through poetic language. The interpretation remains open to debate. Whenever people discuss ancient Indian aircraft, one book almost always appears, the Vaimanika Shastra. It is often claimed to be an ancient Sanskrit manual explaining advanced aircraft engineering. However, historical research paints a different picture. Most scholars agree that the text was not an ancient manuscript, but was dictated between 1918 and 1923 by Pandit Subbaraya Shastri, who claimed to receive the information through spiritual revelation. In 1974, engineers from the Indian Institute of Science analyzed its aircraft designs and concluded that they would not be aerodynamically practical. For this reason, most historians do not consider the Vaimanika Shastra evidence of ancient aerospace engineering. But that does not erase the much older references to Vimanas found throughout authentic Sanskrit epics. Another topic that fascinates researchers is the Mahabharata's vivid descriptions of universal destruction. One passage describes the end of a cosmic age. 7 blazing suns appear in the sky. The waters of earth evaporate. A devastating fire consumes the world. Powerful winds sweep across the universe. Then enormous clouds of astonishing colors gather in the heavens. Blue, purple, yellow, crimson, and brilliant white, roaring with terrifying thunder. Because these descriptions involve immense heat and destruction, some modern writers have compared them to nuclear explosions. However, the original context is very important. The passage describes pralaya, the cosmic dissolution of the universe, a recurring event in Hindu cosmology, not necessarily a historical human war. Many scholars, therefore, interpret these verses as symbolic descriptions of cosmic cycles rather than evidence of ancient nuclear weapons. One of the most remarkable concepts in Hindu philosophy is the existence of multiple worlds, called lokas. Ancient texts describe 7 higher worlds, 7 lower worlds, and countless realms inhabited by different classes of beings. These include Devas, Asuras, Nagas, Rakshasas, Danavas, and many other intelligent beings. Rather than existing somewhere far away in physical space, many Hindu philosophers understood these worlds as different planes of existence with different levels of consciousness. Some modern writers compare these beings to extraterrestrials. Others interpret them as symbolic representations of spiritual states. The original texts themselves simply describe them as different realms within creation. The Vayu Purana contains one of the most fascinating descriptions in Sanskrit literature. It describes a dazzling city beyond Brahmaloka, known as Manomaya. the divine city of Shiva. According to the text, the city shines with scattered diamond dust. Golden lotus flowers cover the landscape. The realm appears illuminated from within rather than by sunlight. Its inhabitants possess astonishing forms. Some have horse faces, others resemble lions. Some have elephant heads, others can assume any form they desire. The text also describes these beings traveling in aerial chariots while worshiping Lord Shiva. To traditional believers, these are divine beings living in higher realms. Modern speculative writers sometimes compare these descriptions with extraterrestrial civilizations or genetic engineering. Such interpretations remain speculative and are not stated explicitly in the original scriptures. The Vayu Purana also contains intriguing cosmological passages. It states that countless stars and constellations exist throughout creation. These celestial bodies are described as the abodes of divine beings who have performed great deeds. The text further explains that these heavenly residences continue to exist through vast cosmic ages called kalpas and manvantaras. One particularly curious verse mentions that planets reside in aerial cars. The exact meaning of this phrase is debated. Some interpret it metaphorically. Others see it as a poetic description of celestial motion, and still others speculate about enormous cosmic vehicles. No consensus exists. Perhaps the most astonishing idea appears in the Vayu Purana's description of creation. It declares that there are thousands of crores of cosmic eggs. In Sanskrit cosmology, each cosmic egg, known as Hiranyagarbha, contains an entire universe. Modern readers often compare this idea with today's concept of a multiverse. Although the two ideas arise from completely different philosophical traditions, both imagine the existence of innumerable universes beyond our own. Centuries later, the great Kashmiri philosopher Abhinavagupta wrote, "Numerous universes float like bubbles in an ocean." It is one of the most beautiful metaphors for infinity found anywhere in ancient literature. Many Hindu philosophical schools teach that the physical universe is not ultimate reality. Instead, it is Maya, a temporary manifestation of divine consciousness. According to this view, all worlds, earth, heaven, the celestial realms, even the countless universes, are temporary expressions of one ultimate reality. The Uddhava Gita summarizes this idea beautifully. All things that appear as multiplicity, even those belonging to the heavenly spheres, are as unreal as the objects seen by a dreamer in a dream. This teaching is not denying existence. Rather, it suggests that reality is far deeper than our ordinary senses can perceive. So, did ancient India possess flying spacecraft? Did the Mahabharata describe nuclear weapons? Did the Puranas predict the multiverse? The answer depends largely on interpretation. The ancient Sanskrit texts undeniably contain astonishing descriptions of celestial vehicles, cosmic worlds, and immense cycles of creation and destruction. Whether these passages describe advanced technology, symbolic spiritual truths, poetic mythology, or something entirely different remains one of history's greatest mysteries. What is certain is that these texts continue to inspire debate among historians, philosophers, scientists, and spiritual seekers alike. And perhaps that's exactly why they remain timeless.
Caught in the thrill of the game? Dive deeper with us. Hit subscribe to be the first to catch our latest content. To our loyal subscribers, your support is invaluable. Your engagement, likes, comments, shares propels us to push the boundaries. So immerse yourself, engage, and inspire us to continually evolve. Thank you for being part of our journey.